Good morning and welcome to our lesson today where I want us to talk about stress management. So when you get to work in our different organization, we get to have some levels of anxiety. Yeah, we also get to have levels of a lot of insanity. Yeah, and sometimes we find ourselves talking about somebody saying, oh, I'm very very stressed. Yeah, so then why is it important for you to be able to understand how to manage stress? Yeah, remember, as a customer service consultant employee, you could find yourself having to indulge yourself in so many activities, and sometimes some of these activities would result in giving you some level of stress. So how then do you manage this stress? Remember, this stress is important for you not either to take it to the customer or to bring it to the customer. So as a person, you will need to have certain stress management skills that would help you to perform your duties effectively. So then, how would you define stress? Yeah, so we say stress is a reaction of individual to new or threatening factors in their work environment. Yeah, circumstances under which an employee feels that they are being threatened, not threatened as physical threats, but threatened in terms of their emotions. Okay, so we've got different types of stress. Yeah, and we say stress can either be positive or it can be negative. For example, if you get to have a new, maybe you've applied for a job or you've managed to change a position, maybe you've gotten a new position, so you have a lot of anxiety. Yeah, anxiety, in terms of, okay, will I manage this job, or how is it, what is expected of me? That is what we call a positive stress. Okay, whereas negative stress is whereby you're working or you're in an environment whereby your emotion, or your emotional status is not stable. Yeah, and therefore as a result of that, yeah, you are not able to perform your duties, and now you have issues to do with your memory. You're not able to coordinate yourself in an organized manner. So the two types of stress, yeah, can be seen to be either positive or negative. Okay, so where we say for every individual there is optimum level of stress which he or she will perform to full capacity. So even when you're under stress, yeah, you're still not, there's a limit of how much you are able to perform your duties. Therefore, research indicates that those who seem to effectively handle a high level of stress possess one or more of the personality of high tolerance of internal control. So they are only trying to tell us circumstances under which people who have managed to control their stress level, yeah, have got some other unique personality like self-control, etc. So then, how do you, or what are some of the causes of stress? And let me tell you, we are referring to stress that is related to work. Okay, yeah, we are trying to look at stress that is related to a working environment. So one of the major causes of stress is the job. Okay, job in what context? The amount of time pressure an individual faces and the amount of expectations others have of a person at work can lead to job stress. Remember, this job that you're performing, there are so many people who are looking up to you. they have got their own expectations. Yeah, and now sometimes when they have this expectation, you as the employee could be subjected to some level of stress. We also say another cause of stress is the interpersonal relationship. Yeah, so this is now revolves around how much contact an individual has with co-workers and your bosses. Sometimes the relationship we have with our colleagues or with our bosses can also bring out some level of stress. We also have stress from our personal lives. It's normal for an individual to have stress because we are human beings. Yeah, so stress can also be spilled over into the working environment. Maybe you've got personal issues that you're going through. Yeah, you've got family issues that you're going through. So then, what are the sources of job stress? When we talk about job stress, we are trying to look at issues that cause job related stress. One of the issues is is one of the issue is job characteristics. Yeah, a reason that sometimes you're working in an organization, or you've got certain job responsibility. Yeah, and that the role that you play in an organization, the duties have been set. There's a lot of expectations from your colleagues, from your employee, or from your boss. Yeah, so what happens is the supervisors or the customers expect a lot from you, and therefore you have to behave in a manner to suggest, yeah, that you can only perform your duties in a particular manner. When people look upon you with their own expectation, it therefore means you have to manage yourself, or you have to work in a way to satisfy their expectation. We also say the role of ambiguity. Yeah, when there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding job definition or expectation, people experience role ambiguity. Yeah, so ambiguity, we're trying to look at sometimes when you have these companies that we've heard about, companies merging. We've heard about National Bank merging with another bank. Yeah, or NIC merging with another bank. Yeah, so when we have those kind of merge, yeah, remember there are employees who are working in this organization. So these people will have a lot of uncertainty. They don't know whether the new group that will take over, yeah, will bring them on board, or they might lose their job. Okay, then of course we've got conflict. Another stress factor is a role conflict. Yeah, so where employees discover that different groups of people in an organization have widely varying expectation of them, and they cannot meet all these expectations. Yeah, so then they would have some stress related issues. So I've been able to talk about those amounts of the causes of stress that is related in an organization. Therefore, how then do we manage, or what are the consequences of stress? What happens when you are stressed? Yeah, so sometimes when we are stressed, these consequences can be negative. Yeah, they can also be consequences in relation to job stress, or consequences for the individual. But bottom line, what we need to find out is how then do we manage this stress? What happens when an employee is stressed in an organization? We've got different ways which stress could be handled. One of the ways is what we call the role analysis technique. Now, the role analysis technique revolves around helping both the manager and the employee to analyze what the job entails and what the expectations are. Yeah, for example, if you've been given a job as a customer service consultant, you need to have a sit down with your supervisor, who will write down your duties and your responsibilities and your expectations. Why are you doing this? You're doing this so that employee is able to understand, yeah, right, early, of what is expected of them. Then the other way to manage stress is through job relocation. Now, job relocation refers to perhaps you work in this department and maybe you are reallocated to a different department, yeah, or what we call the job rotations. Then the other program we need to come up is what we call the recreational program, which provides recreational facilities, arranging group meditation programs, helps to reduce the stress level of the employee. Okay, then the other one is the employee assistant program. So this now whereby the employer or the employee comes up with a personal strategy that they're able to manage. This could revolve around counseling, going for retreats, etc. Of course, we've got time management. Yeah, remember we mentioned about time management. Yeah, so sometimes time management is another way of coping up with stress, to be able to manage your time more effectively. Then of course we've got delegation is now another way of coping with stress. You delegate some of the responsibilities to the junior employees. The other one is the supervisor training, where you recommend training for your employees or for your juniors, etc. So therefore, stress management is very, very key. And one way or the other, we find ourselves in that scenario where we are not able to handle our responsibilities effectively because we are undergoing through a certain level of stress. So this particular unit or this particular topic was meant to help you to understand what is stress, the different types of stress that are there, the causes of stress, and we are talking about stress that is related to our work. And we've come up with the remedies or the techniques that we need to embrace so that we are able to manage our stress levels effectively, and by so doing we are able to perform our duties. Okay, so it is important for us to be able to know this, yeah, so that now it can guide us, it can help us to continue enjoying our work. Sometimes there are times when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like going to work, yeah, but then the reasons behind that could be more or less stress related. Therefore, if you're able to manage your stress level, it means you're able to manage your work effectively. Otherwise, on that note, I want to take this opportunity to wish you a very good day. Thank you.